Today we're going to answer one of your questions. Christian Ramirez asked if I could go into a little more detail about how to wet sand and polish a vehicle. So what I've done is I've set everything up inside so I can show you all the supplies that you're going to need, and we're going to start wet sanding. Okay, so we're sitting here in my living room, and I kind of set this up on my coffee table for you. I've got all my tools here for a small investment. You know, you can get everything you need to be able to do some wet sanding and some buffing for your whatever your project is. Small investment, it really is. But just going from left to right, I'm just going to show you real quick. Here I have different grades of sandpaper. This stuff can get a little pricey. Like one of these, here's some 3000 grit. You go to the pros and what they're going to do, and you know, we got some 2000, some 1500. I had some 800 as well. This is 600. But usually what you would do is, if you're going to sand an area, you would probably use the 600 to begin with. You can do this by hand, or you can get an orbital sander. You know, and this is an orbital buffer, but you know, I mean, you could use the same thing. They'll make different grades of sandpaper that you can attach to the back of this thing. You can see it's got a little Velcro pad on it, which works out really well. This is multiple speeds, so this is nice. So you can start out slow, you can speed it up, you can go everything. I usually set it to about 3. So you're out $65 for the orbital polisher. These little pads are like $4. This guy's about 13 bucks. You know, this the Super Duty rubbing compound. That's really cool stuff, and that's for 1,000 or more, 1,000 grit or higher. This right here is about $25. And then the Finesse It, that's the most expensive one. That's about $50. So I've accrued these over time. Now the things you're going to go through sandpaper. You're going to go through those buffing pads. But you know, if you spend $50 to $100 versus spending several $100. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go outside, and I'm going to show you how I would do this. I still have the 97 Chevy S10 sitting out there. I told my son to take my truck to school, and the hood on that I had painted previously, that hood I've gone over it a couple times, but I'm going to use that to show you how to finish a surface, or how I would finish a surface. And it's really not that hard, to be honest with you. So here we go. So what I got here, a little bucket full of nice and warm soapy water. I'm going to take some 2000 grit sandpaper, try and get that in there, and we're going to let that soak for a little bit while I'm doing some other stuff, and then when I come back, this will be ready to go. Alright, so this has been sitting about 15-20 minutes. It's good and soft. Now you really can't see this, but I'm going to show you guys. It's kind of hard to see. I mean, I've buffed this thing a few times and it feels pretty good, but there's still a little bit of orange peel in the center here, and so this is where I'm going to focus my energy, and this is where I'm going to show you how I do this. I take this guy here, and all I do is stick it on the pad, and you don't dig in. Just nice and easy, you know, move it back and forth, and then go like this. This is just my personal way I'm doing this. I'm not trying to dig a hole. Every now and then I get some more soap, you know. You want to create plenty of lubricant on the hood, on the surface. And part of the problem I had here was that this hood was the first attempt at Bondo. Trying to patch it. And so even though I had the Bondo area real smooth, you could still see it if you're at an angle. And you know, this is, I don't think I'm trying to be a perfectionist here, but you know, it's kind of one of those things. You see something that you did, and so I'm keeping pressure all the way across. And what happens is, as you go back and forth like this, it pad just basically contours to the shape of the hood. So I'm evenly spreading everything around. You do this, and this is 2000, so I mean, you can feel it. You know, if you start to feel it dig in, get some more soap. So, finished all that, and now a little bit of 3000, and we're just going to rub that in. So you're getting the idea here. You're working little sections and chunks. Don't try and do it all at once. This, because this is such a fine grade, I'm giving it a little bit more pressure. I'm not worried so much about this 3000 grit digging in. So, I'm just going to work this for a while. When we're done, we'll wipe it all down, clean it off, and come back with the finesse it, and I'll show you how to use the orbital polisher. Alright, so now we're going to wash it off. Alright, so if you have a microfiber towel, you want to use that to wipe it down. You don't want to scratch the surface of the paint. Alright, so I got my finishing pad. I'm still using this one. You should replace these every time you use one, but this is off this truck, and so I'm not messing with anything. You slap that on there, make sure it's centered, because if it's not, there's going to be a lot of wobble. Also, make sure it's gripped good. It's on there good. One of the problems you run, if you don't get the right size finishing pad, and you get one that's a little bit too small for the disc, what'll happen is you get over here on the side and you start doing this, put a little bit of pressure, because that's not fully velcroed on. This thing is going to go like this on the side of the car, and then it's going to go flying. And then what'll happen is you're not going to realize that you just did that, and then the disc spinning is going to hit the car. So you don't want to do that. So make sure you get the right size pads for your particular model. And right now I'm looking at this. It's really smooth. It did a really good job getting all the orange peel that was still in here, getting it out. I mean, it's very smooth, but it's kind of dull. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the finesse it. I'm going to put some finesse it on here. I'm going to show you how to do that. If the train will go away. If you can hear me over the train. Oh, got to open it. Call my wife, get her to come open it for me. I couldn't open that pan on my last video. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that was good. Alright, so I'll just show you what I'm doing here. So I'm just gonna go around a little bit, and then don't just make sure you got your setting right. Don't just start spinning, because you're gonna then throw that stuff everywhere. Kind of wipe it on a little bit, get it going, kind of dab it. See, it's still spinning. Yeah. And then you're going to move real gingerly. You're going to go up. Don't push down on it. You're going to let the wheel do all the work. Nice and easy. Back and forth, just like that. get over on the edges, you don't want the wheel spinning at the edge. So what you do is you come down the edge, you have the wheel spinning to where it's going away from the edge. That way you don't wear down this edge here, right here, and you tear up the you'll tear up the paint on the corner, and then you'll end up having to fix that. So you just go back and forth. So all I do is I'm going here, nice and easy. There you go. And what you'll do is if you sit in one spot, you're going to burn the paint. And if you burn through, then you're going to tear it up. You'll have to refinish it. But if you just keep moving, you don't have to move fast, but if you just kind of back and forth like you see me doing here, it's going to clean up real good. You can definitely see the difference between here and here. This was sanded with the 2000 and the 3000, and this has been polished with the finesse. And you can probably almost see over here. I mean, this isn't not shiny, but it sure isn't reflective like this side. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that side, and then I'll give you a final view. Wow, this side nice and smooth. This side's not bad, but it's a little tacky and still a little bit rough. You hear that? You can barely hear that. So the right side's still pretty tacky. The left side is much smoother. Not too shabby. So there you go. Well, there you have it. That's how you wet sand and polish a car. I started that truck back in June, and I kind of let it go for a few months, so it was a perfect candidate for this project on the supplies and the methods that I used to polish and to wet sand and polish the hood of that truck. So if you like what you saw here and you want me to do things for you, go ahead and put comments on this. I always respond to as many comments as I can respond to, and I appreciate when you guys give me a thumbs up, and I appreciate when you guys share the videos, and I appreciate when you subscribe to the videos right over here. So, no wait, no, I'll stick it over there. So subscribe, support us, we'll keep coming back. So till next time, good luck with your project. See you guys.